Welcome back to Triple Alpha Sports Talk. I'm Josh. That's Bryce, and that is Roy. Yep, that way. First things first, Super Bowl. That's what we're going to talk about. But before we get there, from our NFL predictions, I did win, and our punishment was they had to drink an alcoholic beverage of my choice. And boy, did I really hurt some people on this one. I'm going to start with Roy because I think Roy got the easier one of the two. Roy got a Natty Daddy on the screen, tall boy, and he's excited for that. And Bryce got the champion from getting last place, a Gold Four Loco. And I'll tell you what.
Right, Bryce?
Crack those suckers open. Take a sip, boys. Let me know what you think. And they have to finish their drink in the podcast. Ooh, Bryce doesn't like his.
Oh, my God, that's disgusting.
Mine tastes like natty. So.
Mine tastes like cough medicine.
Oh. Here, hold on. I need to try mine.
Cough medicine is good, man. You love that when I make the cough medicine for you at home.
Yep. I got a Prime Energy drink.
Gosh, literally, it's got the burn in my chest like a whiskey almost.
Oh, come on.
Oh, yeah.
You're young. You should be able to be drinking right now and drink anything.
Hell yeah.
I would love to go grab my handle like Crown and drink it. I'm not drinking.
Just drink the beer and enjoy it.
You got to finish that.
I'm going to finish
it.
Yeah. All right, before we start, I just want to say today was the death of Toby Keith. So me and Roy, as well as drinking for our punishment, we're also drinking to the legend Toby Keith. Should have been a Cowboy cheer, Roy.
One of the best artists.
All right, boys. So we didn't have any games to go over this week. Pro Bowl festives, and it was, didn't watch a single one. I'm going to be honest. Yeah, the guys are going to. In the middle of the episode, if you guys notice, the boys are, yakking in the corners. Don't be surprised.
It won't be me. So,
I think. Are you guys ready to talk some Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Let's get into it. The best, one of the best sporting events out there.
Yep. I will say before we talk about the game, I've been a blast of an NFL season. Finally getting to talk sports with some other guys.
One of the weirdest NFL seasons for me, though.
Yeah?
It didn't go as I thought it did at all.
No, that's usually how it goes.
Yeah.
What? Because the Bears suck? You think they're going to win the division?
Not what I was talking about, but yeah.
But still, it's always sad. I always love watching the Super Bowl, and about halfway through after the halftime show, I get real upset knowing that, you're probably not watching football for 6-7 months.
But we have the XFL Battlehawks to look forward to. So.
And baseball season, but still. Football in the NFL is just a little bit.
My team. I'm going to find my team for the XFL to root against you guys.
That would be so messed up. We're literally season ticket holders.
Yeah.
That's fine. You can root for somebody else. Let's
talk some Super Bowl. All right. Is there any way that you guys want to go about this? I mean, there's so much we can talk about this game. Okay, if nobody's got anything.
Let's start with our picks.
Okay.
Yeah, picks and how we're going with it.
I am taking the 49ers.
All right, and why are you going with the Niners? What do you think that they are going to do that wins them the game?
To me, this is going to be a battle of the defenses.
Yeah.
And, I think both these teams have one of the best defenses in the league, but I think Kansas City's defense carried them a little more. I don't think that Kansas City's offense is high enough power to outscore the 49ers offense against each other's defenses. So, to me, the only way that Kansas City wins is if I feel like they're going to put up 17 and 20 points. That's what they've done all year to win. That's hard to stop the 49ers with 17 and 20 points. I mean, they got the most stars in the league.
Okay, and I'm going to talk about this when I talk about my portion, but I'm curious on yours right now. Are you nervous at all that the Niners have started slow 2 games in a row in the playoffs?
No.
So I don't think that they're even really starting slow. It looks like it, but they're a second-half team. Yeah. I mean, Shanahan goes into the locker room and he figures it out. They put up 30 points in a half.
Okay.
So you take their second half, they're outscoring Kansas City in all their playoff games.
Yeah.
So I'm not super worried about
that. And
that.
we'll wrap back to you for some more once people start talking.
Yeah.
Roy, I'll roll to you. What is your pick of the game, and why do you think of it? Why do you think?
My pick here right now is I picked the 49ers. I took them this week in the -1.5. My big thing is I don't think it's going to be a defensive game. I think it's going to actually be scoring. I think because you got Kansas City will be able to throw the ball. And the 49ers will be able to run the ball. If you look at their defenses, I mean, even though the total defense, they're both got great defenses. I mean, you look at the Chiefs are number 2 in total defense, and the 49ers are number 8. But when you come to pass defense, 49ers are 14th in the league in pass defense. So they're not going to be able to stop them. But then what the 49ers are really good at is running the ball. And when you got one of the best damn running backs in the league, and the Chiefs are 17th in the league in rushing defense.
Yep, have those exact same numbers.
So I think you're going to see a lot of rush by the 49ers. And you could say they slowed the last 2 weeks. I really think they came out the second half and won. But that second half of the Detroit game, that looked like the 49ers team that we've been looking at. I think that's the thing you're going to see is where I think the Kansas City are going to scoop a little bit. But I think it's going to be like – I took the over and think it's going to be like a 28-24 ball game.
Yeah. I was torn. I kind of flip-flopped my way around this game because on paper, I look at the Niners, and I have most of the season, as we all have, as probably being the best team in football on paper. It doesn't, and we all know that you can't do that in these kind of games to say who's the best on paper. I'm actually rolling with the Chiefs in this one, and a lot of it has to do with the people who are not on the field. Mine has a lot to do with coaching staff. These two have faced in a Super Bowl, and the Niners were up 10 late, and the Niners couldn't put them away. Chiefs came back and won it. I look at the coaching staff, Kyle Shanahan, who couldn't close that Super Bowl, also offensive coordinator in the 28-3 loss to the Patriots, couldn't close that Super Bowl. And on the other side, Andy Reid, I look at Andy Reid, you give him 2 weeks, Andy Reid comes up with crazy plays every game for the Chiefs. They're running plays that you're like, that shouldn't even be possible. And you give him 2 weeks, I think you're going to see, Travis Kelce take a snap here or there. You're going to see an offensive lineman catch a touchdown. I don't know. And you got all those tools. I agree with you, Roy, that I do believe this game is a little bit more high scoring than we think it probably will be. And I just think that has to do with the time off. These players are rested. You're going to see that trickery. We see it every Super Bowl, Philly special, Chiefs running, twirls, and their new guys are getting the ball. So,
yeah, but the only thing I see it different between this Super Bowl and the last Super Bowl is I think the Chiefs are a worse team and the 49ers are a better team. The Chiefs lost Tyreek Hill, and they don't have the best offensive line that they did back then.
Yeah.
And then the 49ers add CMC.
Yeah.
Joey Bosa's not a rookie anymore. Or is it Joey or Nick? I always get him.
Nick's on the Niners.
Yeah, Nick's on the Niners. He's not a rookie anymore. He's
4 years in now, 5 years in.
But
he's best DN in the league, arguably.
And I do agree that the Chiefs in that Super Bowl were probably a better team than this one. But everything that you've said in this one is the Chiefs D against the Niners O. But to me, I think the Chiefs defense is so much more improved from when they were in Super Bowls before. The Chiefs Super Bowl runs before, that's an offensive team needing to get stops late, and that's why they end up winning. This is the defensive team, and at the end of the day, if I need a final drive, I know Andy Reid, Travis Kelce, and Patrick Mahomes are going to get the job done probably. And at the end of the day, it's Andy Reid and it's the late drives that I trust Patrick Mahomes in that I don't trust the Niners because they've struggled.
I agree. I think the Niners need to get out into a lead to win this game. I think in a close game they're out coached and there's a better quarterback to win a game. But I think the 49ers can put up more points.
I think the 49ers are well coached. I think they got a good coach. I mean, I think Shanahan.
I do too.
One thing is, so the Chiefs D is really good up front, and that's where San Francisco has excelled is their up front defense, and that's where because Chris, got Jones and those guys up front that can do it. What's going to hurt the Chiefs is their left tackle's out, possibly going to be out. Joe Thomas or whatever, Tomey or whatever. He's going to be out.
Thuney. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, he's going to be out possibly, and you're and a line that's struggled most of the year except for the playoffs. They haven't struggled. So you if you lose him and you put Nick Bosa on that side, or if Chase Young decides to wake up, the difference is the linebacker. I mean, the 49ers linebackers are way better than the Chiefs. And I've always said
Bolton is good, but outside of that, I agree.
But I think overall they're better, and I think game is won and lost at the linebacker spot on defense only because they're making the calls a lot, and they got to cover the receivers or tight ends or whoever they got. And I think the 49ers have a better defensive core there to do that, and I think that's going to hurt. I still think Patrick Mahomes will have a big day because I think the corners for the 49ers aren't very good. I think more plays are going to be made, and I think there's more stars on the 49ers side than there are on the Chiefs side. I mean, it's hard to pick against Patrick Mahomes and all that's been going on.
I do want to say, though, is I know Josh normally does a lock of the week. I say that you should take Patrick Mahomes' over rushing yards because it's every game that we see him win that's a close game. It's him running the ball,
Yeah.
and somehow he runs like a midget and doesn't get tackled. I mean,
Also,
it's crazy.
and I will shout out my mom for this. My mom pointed this bet out to me. Yes, you're hearing this correctly. Patrick Mahomes' passing yards, at least as of yesterday, was 260. If the Chiefs are going to win a Super Bowl, he's going over 260.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I already took the over on that.
So
And that's from a mom that's a big Joe Burrow fan.
yeah, that's a Joe Shiesty fan, Mama Jeannie right there, 100%. Let's see. I wrote some notes down. And we've talked about it. I think this game, and I say this every time, doesn't matter who the Chiefs are playing. Chiefs O-line versus someone's D-line. If the Chiefs O-line holds up, I mean, they probably win the game because Patrick Mahomes is going to have all day. They don't hold up like they did in the Bucs Super Bowl, for an example. That's where it gets in trouble. You said it, Roy. The Niners' run game against the Chiefs' defense, that should be their strength for the Niners. But if that does not happen, I think the Niners are in trouble. I don't think – because you said the secondary was better for the Chiefs, and I agree. I think if the 49ers have to throw it at any point, I think they are in trouble a little bit. Now, they have good weapons. I'm not saying they can't move the ball. But I'm saying if the game comes down to they have to. But if they run the ball and they have no problems, obviously the Chiefs are going to be in trouble.
Yeah, I think Christian McCaffrey's going to have a huge day. I took the over on his rushing yards, but I also think George Kittle is going to have a big game because I think that's the one thing that struggled with this Chiefs is their tight end coverage. And so I think he'll have a big day with Deebo Samuels and the other guys on the outside. I think he'll have a big day because
Ayuk,
I think
Jennings.
I think Ayuk will have I don't think he'll have a big game, but I think you'll see a lot by George Kittle and Brock.
You see him getting picked up a lot, and then other people getting open.
I think Brock Purdy will have you'll see some rushing yards out of him too.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we can still talk about the game, but I want to get into some betting things. You know, you talk about some bets. Mama Jeannie has been talking to me about some bets. Bryce has talked about some bets. What is one bet that I'll start with Bryce. I'll start with you on this one. What is one bet that you would probably say? And it doesn't have to be a parlay. It doesn't have to be like if one thing happens, then this obviously happens. One bet that you think probably is going to happen no matter the outcome of the game.
I just said it. I mean, all year I've been taking quarterbacks rushing yards because to me it's the easiest lock in the league.
Except Jimmy Garoppolo.
There was a game where was it that him that I did that with?
Yeah, he had 5 rushing yards and he took 2. He was at 6.
The over under was 5.5, and he was at 7.
And took 3 kneels.
Took 2 kneels and went under a half a yard. Each kneel is worth -1 yard.
Most brutal loss I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was like a $200 win, 5-pick parlay. Had it won, went to bed, couldn't figure out why I lost. Guy kneeled it twice at the end of the game. I lost it.
Brutal.
That is why I take quarterbacks rushing yards because one big run that's a lock on a quarterback rushing yards. And every close game that the Chiefs win, Patrick Mahomes gets it.
So you're doing it for Mahomes and not Purdy, or are you doing it both?
I would say both.
Okay.
Last game, we saw
Purdy run.
We saw the Purdy run, and the 49ers offense was the best offense I've seen in the league. When he sits in the pocket, they're still one of the best offenses. But now that he's being mobile, you can't stop him. I mean, he's not a guy that's going to go out there and make a guy miss, but he's going to run for 10 yards without getting touched and slide. And that's what you want out of a pocket passer like Brock Purdy.
Yeah. How about you, Roy? What is a lock in the betting world that you think in this game?
Well, I mean, I think your mom's right. I think I took the 260 over 16.5 for Patrick Mahomes. I also took over 246 for passing for Brock Purdy. I just think they're both going to end up passing a lot. I think you're going to see a lot of yardage. I think you're just going to see a lot of yardage in this game. I just have a feeling that this is going to be a higher scoring. I'm not saying it's going to be a 30 or 30. I think your defense is going to stop them, and they're going to see a lot of field goals.
But a lot of moving the ball.
Yeah, I think you're going to move the ball. Yeah. I took Pacheco not to get. I think it was under 40 or something rushing.
Okay.
Just because I think that Niners defense up front is good, and I think they'll stop the run and make them throw. But I do like that Bryce will give the quarterbacks rushing. I think you're going to see a lot of that. You're going to see a lot of dropbacks.
That's been my thing all year.
I really like. My mom pointed that passing yards out. That's too low for Patrick Mahomes in a Super Bowl. It just is. So I really do like that over. I do like the Mahomes rushing yards as well. And another one I would look for, because I do agree with you, Roy, even though these defenses are both really good, they're going to bend at points. You know, you're going to see that trick play that gives up 40, 50 yards. They're going to be in field goal range. But like we said, those are good defenses. Usually those defenses don't break a whole lot. I don't know the number. I'd have to go look, but I would really look at the Chiefs and the Niners kickers to be over on field goals. Maybe it's like 1.5 or 2.5 field goals.
Yeah.
I would look at the over. I'd have to see the numbers, but yeah, I really like your guys' takes on those.
There's another thing I want to talk about this game is I think the 49ers have to win by at least 10 to beat them by 3. Does that make sense? I think we're going to see multiple bad calls towards the 49ers. I think we're going to see multiple missed calls against the Chiefs. I mean, we've seen it for years, and especially this year with Taylor Swift. I know everybody hates talking about her, but she generated $331 million. I mean, has a chance to be the most watched Super Bowl of all time. Swifties, they want to see Kelsey win a ring. They want to see Taylor Swift and Kelsey come out in halftime, propose, and then say, vote Joe Biden, get the Pfizer shot, push the agendas. I mean, it's going to happen. So in order for the 49ers to win, they're going to have to win by 10 to win by 3. And we're already seeing it with the turf issue. I don't know if you guys have seen anything about that.
Well, it's been raining a lot.
Well, practice fields are supposed to be at 80% is what the thing is, like the average. The Chiefs was at like 75 or something like that I saw, while the 49ers was at 50%. So, I mean, we're already seeing things that could be the NFL's doing. You know, I mean, I'm not saying it is for sure, but there's always sod gates and stuff like that. So,
you
got to talk about it.
Right, so you're going to play the drinking game that they've been talking about? Every time you see Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl on TV, you're going to drink?
Roy, I will be blacked out.
Like right now?
Yeah. I can feel it already.
How are you doing?
Already?
I'm
What do you
like
drink? A
halfway
quarter of the beer?
I'm halfway through this already, Roy.
I'm about done with mine, so.
No, you're not.
I got another in the fridge.
He is done. Yeah, boys.
You?
I finished my Prime Energy drink. If anyone cares,
It is 9 o'clock at night, and Josh is drinking a Prime Energy drink.
we're here.
This guy has a caffeine addiction.
We're here filming the
All right,
podcast. I need energy.
Back to another bet I took. I took Christian McCaffrey, Travis Kelce, and Watson to score touchdowns.
I thought this was going to get better than the drink it, and it's not.
I told you about halfway it gets real bad. Okay. I think
Do we have anything else to talk about the Super Bowl?
No, not really. Just one thing.
Did you do any specialty bets?
Let's talk about the specialty bets. Yeah.
100%. I'm going to be honest. I might put $100 on the opening kickoff to be a touchback. It's a lock. I guarantee it. $100 might only pay $130 total. Like you only might win $30, but it's a lock. I'm telling you.
My big one is I want you to take the over on Reba singing the national anthem. I think that she's going to hold notes forever. She's an old woman who wants to get out there and be on TV.
What's the time? What's the time? I don't even know.
I don't know what it is, but I'm taking the over. Okay. I can look it up.
I'm looking it up.
And then everybody who listens to this episode, bet on the Gatorade color. It's a fun bet.
Yeah, that is one of the most fun bets.
And you won't know until the end. So you get to watch the whole Super Bowl waiting. Just even it's $5.
I'm seeing that the over-under has varied from 2 minutes and 5 seconds to 1 minute and 59 seconds. So even with the big one, I'm taking the over and Reba singing it.
So what color are you putting on, Josh?
Oh, I don't know. I don't do any research on anything. Like, I don't, I'm sure the Chiefs like a color Gatorade. I ain't looking. Historically, I've seen grape quite a bit. I feel like grape or orange.
Yeah, I feel like those are the two best.
I'll probably put some money on grape.
I think I'm going to take blue.
If you look at it, I'm on ESPN Bet. Red, pink is plus 25. Purple's plus 350. Blue's plus 400. Orange is plus 400. Yellow, green, lime is plus 400. And then clear water is plus 1,000.
Yeah. I'm going to take blue on this.
Put it on the 400, probably the orange, and maybe one on the clear.
You know what, though? Taylor Swift does have an album with a bunch of purple on it.
I'm going purple, I'm telling you.
So plus 350.
Yeah, that's probably the one I would do.
What other big ones is there?
It's about Taylor Swift.
I think it's got a lot to do with it.
He loves Taylor Swift. That's all he talks about.
I cannot stand
running the NFL now? Is that what we're talking about here?
Basically.
Just because she's dating Jason or not Travis Kelce, who gives a shit?
Her fan base is literally a cult.
I disagree with that.
if the Chiefs win, we're going to see her and Kelsey together on the field, and I guarantee they'll say to vote Joe Biden. I guarantee it. And she has a massive influence on politics from the amount of fans that she carries.
Yeah, they're all women though. I mean, except for you
Yeah,
guys.
shouldn't be able to
All right.
vote.
Last things we'll talk about the Super Bowl.
No, Bryce. Don't be
Roy, give me the one thing you were looking for. Your one takeaway you think from the Super Bowl it's going to happen. Something that you're looking for. Like you're watching the Super Bowl anticipating to see something. What is it?
The one thing I think Chris McCaffrey is the Super Bowl MVP. I think he's going to have I think he is going to be – that dude is just unbelievably talented, and I think this is where he wanted to shine, and I think this is what he wanted. I mean, his mom was crying in the locker or when they were losing, was crying because the family wants another Super Bowl, and I think he wants it, and I think you're going to see the best effort and the most talented player on that field is Christian McCaffrey, and you're going to see it.
More talented than Patrick Mahomes?
Yes.
Oh man,
I'll take.
I don't know about that. Go ahead, Bryce. What do you think? One takeaway? What do you got?
I want to see a good Super Bowl commercial because I felt like last year I didn't see any good ones. You know, I remember as a kid, the Doritos and the Bud Light ones are always amazing. I don't think I saw any good ones last year. So I'm hoping I see at least one.
I like that one.
Yeah.
My takeaway is I'm curious to see what Andy Reid draws up. So, the trickery is going to come somewhere. I just want to see what it is. I want to see who throws it, who catches it, but how many dances they do. I mean, they might have Taylor Swift concert in the middle of it. But, all right. That's going to do it for the NFL. We're going to roll right into NBA, and we haven't talked about NBA this season other than the first episode. So we're just going to talk about it. We got some standings on our papers. So if you see us looking at papers, that's what we're looking at. Bryce, you used to be a big NBA fan.
I used to, yes.
Yep. I know. You still know.
I still watch just for my sports betting, but that's
we all know enough. We're not going to go crazy in depth. What are your takeaways so far? Standings, surprises, disappointments, anything.
Roy finished it already?
Nice, Roy.
That's what you do. You drink a beer.
I'm drinking a Four Loko, not a beer.
How was it, Roy?
It's all right. It just tastes like Natty.
Yeah.
We should have gotten him a Keystone Ice.
I like I haven't drank that before. Nothing I haven't drank before.
All right. My takeaway from this NBA season so far is that the scoring is outrageous. I mean, this regular season, it doesn't really seem like anybody wants to play defense. I mean, it seems like every single night I get an alert. This guy scored 60 and a half, broke NBA team record. This guy scored 70 in a game. This guy scored almost 80 points. He's the third highest scorer of all time. I've never seen an NBA season where it was every night somebody was breaking a scoring record. Luka had a triple-double in the first half. I mean, that stuff's not heard of. So we're looking at the standings. I don't think the standings matter. I think that all that really matters right now is you got to get into the playoffs. Because once you get in the playoffs, you're going to see these teams that are putting up 150 points a game not be able to do that because people are playing defense. Yeah. So it's so boring for me to watch the NBA and root for a team like throughout the season because I know that team's not going to play like that in the playoffs. Like the Thunder, for example, they're leading their division. They're the first seed, tied with the Timberwolves. They have the tiebreaker over them. They have the youngest team I've ever seen in my life. They're basically an AAU team. I'm not putting them down. I love watching them play. They play great. They have a bunch of chemistry. All the guys look like they're having fun every time they play. But nobody plays defense on them. I mean, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander scores 30 points a game without shooting threes. I mean, you don't see that in the playoffs. You got big men putting him down whenever he goes to the rack like that every single play. So I see that the best team in the league, without question, is the Nuggets. Nobody can beat them down the stretch. If you watch any of their games, if it gets close, they run a 3 low, 2 high, and they do a pick and pop with Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic. They can get a mismatch every single time where Nikola Jokic has the point guard guarding him at the free throw line. They have 3 guys low, and if they double him, Nikola Jokic is the best passer in the league. I mean, that's just how it is. He's going to throw up a lob to Aaron Gordon. He's going to hit Jamal Murray for a shot. He's going to give somebody a 3-point or an open look shot. If they don't double him, he's scoring on a point guard every time. I mean, he's the best player in the league, and it's not even close. I know Stephen A. Smith said he's taking – it wasn't Stephen. It was someone else. Said he's taking a healthy Joel Embiid over Nikola Jokic. No shot. Joel Embiid gets most of his stats off free throws. I mean, the guy scores 30 a game with 20 of them off the free throw line. That dude is nowhere near the level Nikola Jokic is. He's a top 5 center of all time already. He's the best passer in the league. He's the best finisher at the rack in the league. He's the best ISO player in the league. And he's one of the best rebounders in the league. I mean, the guy's phenomenal. He's bored playing in the NBA in the regular season, and that's why they're not undefeated right now. Sorry, I ran in for a while in the NBA, but we haven't talked about it in a while.
Roy, how about you? Surprises when you look at these standings? Disappointments?
NBA is not basketball. The defense, there is not a goddamn thing of defense ever.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I mean, like you said, everybody's scoring 60 points a night, or I mean, how many nights in a row that we have a different person scoring 60 or 70 or whatever, 50 points? It's ridiculous. There's not even. I mean, that's not basketball. I mean, I can't even watch it. The takeaways I see. I mean, you just see you got all these young kids. When I do watch it, what all it does is irritate me is every one of them bitches. They watch LeBron James bitch every time about a foul or this or that. And it's not even nothing. It's stupid. I mean, there were several times I watched one game. The Lakers were playing, and LeBron went to the basket, got called a foul. Nobody even touched him, and it's phantom foul. It's just ridiculous. There's flopping everywhere. Yeah, they call it technical on foul. They're still flopping. There's all this crap.
Travels every play.
It is not basketball. It's not like, I grew up in the 80s and 90s. I know, old time when basketball, if you went to the rack, you got your ass thrown to the ground, and you didn't get up complaining or running. You came in throwing fists, and fights happen all the time. I mean, I loved it. I loved NBA back then in the 80s and 90s, and even early 2000s with the good Lakers teams. I mean, Kevin Garnett, you loved. I mean, those guys, they came out playing hard everywhere. But when you watch guys taking nights off, I mean, when you had to put a rule in that you had to play 75% of the season or 65% to even get an award. That's ridiculous. That means you're not out there. You're out there for yourself, not for the team. And that's I know it's business, but this is ridiculous. NBA.
I mean, Kobe made free throws with a torn Achilles in one game. Like
that last game,
you don't see players like that.
You could know. There's not a player in the league right now that could stand up to any of those guys that used to play. Kobe, to Kevin Garnett, to Michael Jordan, to Blair. But those guys, they would come out hurt, backstating. They didn't give a crap. They would play. And that's just not the NBA anymore. The NBA is all it is a bunch of prima donnas who want to play, go out there, earn a bunch of money. And they don't. I mean, even Giannis, I thought he was going to be kind of a guy that was going to be a leader, who was going to a lot of MVPs. He just bitches the entire time and throws punt, is dirty. I mean, every player is a dirty player now. I mean, and they don't, and they're all just it pisses me off at watching the games. I gamble on them, and I gamble on a team, and next thing I know, half their team is sitting because they retired after 4 days.
Yeah.
And then you lose a fucking bet because of it. This is stupid. I cannot stand the NBA. That's why I'm a college basketball fan, but it drives me nuts watching these guys play.
Yeah, and it sucks because there are players who don't act like that. Like Jimmy Butler doesn't act like that. Jimmy Butler plays hard every game, and he takes over games. Luka Doncic doesn't act like that. I don't think that Nikola really acts like that. So, these players are getting overshadowed by all these players who are they play like pussies. I mean, they don't want to play. They don't care. They complain about everything. When we got players who do care, who would thrive, they would be stars of the league if there was real defense and stuff. It just sucks that it's like this now.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't even care that they're breaking scoring records because I think offense is the best offense in the history of the game right now. But to me, it's the effort.
It is in viewerships.
Yeah. To me, it's the effort. You see these defense. Nobody tries on defense. It's not that they can't play defense, because watching NBA playoffs is much better. It's watchable because they at least try, but they don't try in the regular season. That's what bothers me.
I feel like they don't try in the first couple games. They're just trying to, LeBron says, we're just trying to feel each other out. Bullshit. Go out there and win the fucking game.
To me, offensively, I think this is the best offense in history because, I've seen a couple NBA games in person within the last 2 or 3 years. I mean, these people don't miss. They really don't. I mean, you got hands in the face, fadeaway threes. I mean, they are just drilling them, but that's all they work on. And you can tell because offensively, their footwork and all those things, they're perfect. Defensively, they look like shit because they don't practice it. I guarantee it. They practice rotations, but all they do is practice about getting the ball off the court and score.
But the difference is the rules are in favor for the offense.
Oh, I
don't know what that Duke JJ Redick said The offense is
Yeah.
set. It's made to set for the offensive players to score points.
I agree.
Back in the day, you could come off and you could hold on to them, you hand check, all that bullshit. You can't do that stuff now. You can't hold them. But yeah, I mean, it's made for offense now.
I agree that it is harder for them to play
Josh
defense in
Gordon.
college because the court's like wider and longer. So I don't really know how you would address that situation, but it feels like they still played better defense back in the day whenever it was still the same size. Like, it's not like it got bigger than it was back then.
Yeah.
So I understand that you're not going to see the same level of defense you see in college and high school games sometimes, but it still should be better than what it is because of their higher level of playing, you know?
I know, but you used to be able, I mean, like back in the 80s and 90s when you hand checking, doing even like if you moved, you got to bump them, you could hold them, you could do things. Nowadays, they're just running around and you're giving them freedom. And then, I mean, I like Steph Curry. I think he's a great shooter. But I mean, you put him back in the days when they could knock him down, he would never made that many threes back in the day. Because if he would have went up, they would have knocked his ass on the ground, and he would have been wondering if he could even. I mean, he would have been hesitant to shoot a three after that.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we're all in agreement that we hate watching the NBA at this point, but it is what it is.
But no,
I will go.
Go with the four
over
best teams.
some.
Who do you think? I mean, who's your top right now?
I would say. I need
You
to
want
look
me to
at
go first.
Yeah, go ahead. I have like 2 or 3. I just don't know.
I think Nuggets are a clear one. I don't care that they're fourth in the division. It does or conference. It doesn't matter to me. I think that Celtics are a clear 2. I don't think that Cavaliers being 2 in the Eastern even matters. I think Bucks are a clear 3. And Knicks have been crazy. Don't think it matters. I think Thunder's a clear 4.
How about you, Roy? What do you think?
I mean, I'm with you. I think the Nuggets and the Celtics are top 2 teams. I think they're the better teams.
Yeah,
they're made for it. I actually think. I think the 76ers are a better team. When Joel
out
Embiid
4 weeks right now.
Yeah, but once they get in,
I really think they're a better team. I think they're number 3. And then I would probably take the Timberwolves. I think that they're a young core group. It's not too bad. But the thing is, you're one injury away. I still think Golden State's still decent. I think the Suns are still pretty good with Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's starting to turn it around.
Kevin Durant has been turning it around.
Yeah.
My only issue with the Timberwolves is I think they have a lot of players who don't care. They're in the regular season where people aren't playing hard and they're putting up a lot of points. We saw with Jimmy Butler, I know it's a different team. He hated it because they didn't care. They still have a lot of those core players that didn't care back there and made Jimmy leave.
But they're winning.
The thing about the Warriors is they don't have anybody who's playing good outside of Stephen Curry right now.
No, they've fallen down the rank. I mean, they're 22 and 25.
Right now.
They're 12 down there. No, I mean,
12th in the West.
I just think
Curry's playing the same level of basketball that he was.
A good team. Watch the Kings here. They weren't too bad, but I mean, this is going to completely. You get to March, this is going to be completely different. What about you, Josh?
I'll tell you what. I do have a little bit of a different 4 than you guys do. I don't have the Nuggets at the 1. I have the Celtics. I watched them in person. I mean, they're a good team. Especially the addition of Kristaps Porzingis changes that team, in my opinion. They've never had that center that can defend like that. I would say the Celtics are the 1, but then I do agree the Nuggets are the 2. I'm really high on the Knicks because of the OG Anunoby trade. I mean, that's a good defensive player. And Jalen Brunson's playing probably the best basketball of his life. I would say the Knicks are in my top 4, maybe not 3. And then I probably go Clippers, and I'm only saying that due to Kawhi and PG being able to play defense when it matters in the playoffs.
That is true.
If this all counts on a big if they're healthy and playing. They've had big injury issues.
I just think you got too many egos on that team.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, Harden ain't touching that ball over Kawhi or PG. It just isn't happening. So that's team. And I know they're 8th in the standings. You get in the playoffs, Miami can beat any team, even the Celtics, in a 7-game series. So I don't count the Heat out at all. I don't care where they are. Last year, they were an 8 seed, made it right to the NBA Finals. So I think that's going to do it in the NBA. I mean, we don't have a whole lot to talk about. I am curious to see what the Thunder and the Timberwolves do because those are 2 teams nobody had up there before the year started. So you are? Feel good?
You okay?
You need to take a break? I think that's going to roll us into the college basketball. and we know a little bit more about college basketball.
So nasty.
All right, college basketball.
We haven't.
I'm gonna do a montage of all my drinks.
Yeah, we haven't talked about college basketball a lot. We've been busy with NFL and baseball, even though nothing happens in baseball this offseason. But I've been watching college basketball most of the year, just not talking about it. And it's been a crazy college basketball season. I mean, you had a day where 12 of the top 25 teams lost a month ago or so. Number one's flipped about 5 times. I mean, you have a same core, but this one's definitely interesting. And we have the updated polls as of, what was it, yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. Yeah. Roy, what are your takeaways from this poll or this top 25? And we'll show it on the screen up here too.
Yeah, there is not a clear number one. I mean, I think there's a lot of good teams. There's not, in the past there used to be like there's one team that you'd be like, man, it's gonna be tough to beat them. But there's just every team is capable of be beaten every night, and it's called the parity of the league right now. I mean, there's good players all over. I mean, even small school teams, there's just good players, and I actually like it. I like it that way. The college basketball has been actually exciting to watch. I love seeing Duke go on the road and getting beat at Virginia or whatever. I love even Purdue going to get beat at Northwestern. That's just something that's fun to watch. Everybody's bitching about these students storming the court. I don't give a shit. Have fun. You're in college. Yeah. Enjoy it. But I love it. I've enjoyed watching the other teams. Now watching my Michigan Wolverines absolutely fucking suck the whole year.
Yeah, rough year.
Bothered me. A team that you could just tell does not like each other. It's just not fun watching them. But watching everybody else, there's some good teams, and I think it's going to be a fun NCAA tournament.
Yeah, I mean, there is nothing like March Madness. I've always said that is the best. That is just the best. You wake up on that Thursday that opens college basketball for March Madness, and you got 20 games to watch. I mean, you sit on that couch all day long, and it's just great.
There was nothing better than grade school whenever they bring out that big blow up screen, and you'd watch it all day on that. That was the best.
Yeah, a college basketball March Madness has been just the best.
Yeah.
Bryce, is there anything when you look at this top 25 that you take away or surprising or anything like that?
I agree with Roy. There isn't a clear number one to me. I think 1 through 9, because I'm going to exclude Illinois out of that. 1 through 9. I think all of those teams could end up as the number 1 seed going into March Madness. I mean, they all are beatable and they're all good at the same time. Besides Illinois, they're probably going to drop to 25.
Yeah,
but
I bet
the rest of those teams, they're all like even playing field to me. Even though they'll lose a bad game and then they'll win a big game, is what it seems like to me. We're going to see Tennessee come out as the number 1 going into the March Madness and win the tournament.
Tennessee.
Go Vols.
No.
That
all you got?
Yeah.
Got more? Yeah, I mean, to me, there's 3 teams that are, I'd say, the favorite tier, and I think that's UConn, UNC, and Purdue.
UConn's a women's basketball school. They're not a men's basketball.
UNC just got beat.
That's pretty impressive to say, considering they're the reigning national champions.
I don't care.
Drunk ass.
Yeah, Tennessee sucks. Come on. No,
Kansas to me is inconsistent as can be.
Yeah.
Houston is a defensive team. They play
Purdue's
slower
a bunch of losers.
Houston plays slower than anyone in the country. And if they have a bad offense tonight, they're in trouble.
I agree. If I had to go with the top 4 right now, I think UConn is one of the better teams in the league.
Yep.
Purdue, I would say. I mean, they have a team that could make it to the Final Four. I mean, they lose every once in a while, but they've got guards when they're on, and they got. I mean, when you got Edey in the middle, who's just. I mean, he's a fucking tall, and
he's so big.
But I also think I think Houston can get to the Final Four. Their defense carries you. Their offense doesn't do well. And my sleeper of that, I think my other sleeping team of the whole situation is I hate them is Auburn. I think Auburn's got a good court team. I hate it. I do not like Bruce Pearl, but I think they have a team. Kansas, like you said, is just too inconsistent. I don't think they do the best on that. The other one, UNC just when they're not, they can't shoot from the outside as well. They rebound well, and they got Baycott in the middle, but I think that they just struggle.
Yeah.
They got beat tonight by Clemson. I just Marquette's not a good team, not a bad team. Duke's not a team that's going to get you in the Final Four. But you're going to have a sleeper team like BYU who can shoot from the outside. That's going to take you.
Yeah. That's like Bama. Bama in the SEC, they started off real slow. They're like 9-1 in the SEC play. They're top right now. They're playing really well. Kentucky struggled, but they've had so many injuries and players not, excuse me, not being able to play due to suspensions and things like that. Tennessee's really good. I've watched them play a few times, and every game I've watched them play is a big game, and they've played well. Marquette, to me, is one of those teams. They played great one night, and then they look like crap the next, so they're hard. I think UConn is definitely the best team in the country. And Illinois, this isn't going to be biased. Illinois is one of those teams, they shoot a lot of threes. So that's a team that can go into March Madness, throw a dud at any point and get knocked out. But they could also beat anyone if they hit. So they play fast-paced. They play a lot different than how they used to the last 3 or 4 years, which is confusing. But
here's my top 4. It's going to go Tennessee 1, North Carolina 2, Kansas 3, and sleeper Arizona 4. Book it now. That's going to be.
How is Arizona number 8 a sleeper? But you need to go take a nap. You sound.
Yeah.
Joker. Tennessee is not that good.
I'm literally sober.
Tennessee's not even the best. Tennessee's not even the best.
Somebody get me my keys.
But I don't have a whole lot about college basketball. I'm curious to see if Kansas just lost to Kansas State. They're going to fall. I'm not real high on Kansas this season. I'm going to be honest.
I'm not
Kentucky's too good to be at 17, in my opinion. But
Kentucky's not the great shooting. That's their problem too. Shooting.
Yeah.
I mean, shooting in the you have to in this double tournament. You need experience and you need good guards. That's what makes you good.
Yeah.
And
but Kentucky also, I mean, they score 100 points a game. They just can't defend a lick. They get a top. They're not going to lose to anyone.
They're the type of team that will win and lose to a team that's like Illinois, who's going to shoot threes because they don't guard anybody on the 3-point line.
So it'll be interesting. It's the beginning of February, so we really got a month and a half until this really gets going full speed. I would say in the next 2 or 3 weeks, we're really going to find out, who's going to be in, who's going to be out. But anyone pretty much on this screen that we have, the top 25, they're going to get in. So all you have to do is get in. After we mark that, it's all matchups and who can play well. You're not playing at home at any game, so it's neutral courts. So I just love March Madness. Yep. Yeah. I think that's going to take us into our miscellaneous category. This is lock of the week, Bryce's game, and Roy's old man wisdom. And my lock, we kind of talked about it earlier. I'm going to go in the Super Bowl. It's the last time I can bet on football. It's going to be Patrick Mahomes over yards, and I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to go too crazy because it's technically, I think it's close to a push, like whatever you bet is what you're going to win. So I'm just going to go Patrick Mahomes over on yards.
Lock. Come on, give a lock on the Gatorade. Come on.
Lock the Gatorade.
Come on,
purple.
Josh.
Purple.
Oh, you heard it here. Purple.
Purple. That's lock on the purple.
DM him because he's the one that told you to bet on purple. And if you lose, message that fucker. All right. We're going into my game of the week.
All right.
And my game of the week is, can you guys name the top 10 playoff winning QBs in the past decade? I think it's decade. Yeah.
You're talking about the last 10 years? The top 10?
Yeah. Yes.
Playoffs only?
Just playoff wins.
Yeah. It might be since 2000. I don't really know.
Yeah. Was there a name that played the 2010s?
Well, yeah, there's a few.
All right. Well, I mean, Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady is number 1.
Patrick Mahomes.
Mahomes is number 5.
Oh, wow.
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning's number 2.
20.
So Ben Roethlisberger.
Big Ben is number 3.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. They won a ton there back then.
Is Russell Wilson on there? Because he made it to a couple Super Bowls.
Russell Wilson's number 7.
Yeah.
How
many we got left?
Aaron Rodgers.
It's 10, so. Aaron Rodgers is number 4. You've got 1 through 5 and 7.
10 years. Who's the team that's been to the playoffs quite a bit, but maybe never won?
Like always, you got 3 strikes. Oh my
This
God,
is not a
I can't
guess.
see.
You don't think Drew Brees is on there, do you?
Oh, but yeah, Drew Brees.
Drew Brees?
Number 8.
I was gonna say he's because he didn't make it too many times late.
How about?
deep.
Oh,
Oh my
shit.
God.
Gosh.
This is disgusting.
We got 3 more we got to get. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
6, 9, and 10.
6, 9, 10.
Bills wouldn't probably be on there.
Josh Allen wouldn't be there.
Dolphins won't be on. I'm trying to think of teams that
How
have been
about
in the
Eli
playoffs.
Manning?
Eli Manning's number 9.
You got 2 more. 6 and 10.
It literally smells like vomit in here, Roy.
These are probably
Like it literally smells like vomit.
this poor loco tastes like vomit.
Oh my god.
It's
Hey, how
disgusting.
about- I don't want to. What do you think, Josh? Cam Newton? I mean, I'm not.
These are the
He
hardest
only had
2.
one. He has 4. He had or 3. He only had one playoff appearance really, where he got wins.
Oh, really?
Wow.
What a catch, baby.
No way.
OBJ.
I feel Rivers didn't win many.
No, I thought about him. Matt Ryan, I don't think would be in there.
I would have never guessed these 2. I would have gotten all the ones you guys got, and not these 2.
Matthew Stafford.
Nick, no, because he would have 0 with the Lions. He's going to have 1 run. He didn't win a playoff game with Detroit.
Hey, Kirk
Is that a
Cousins.
guess?
No. Do you think Nick Foles would be in there? Because he has one where he won 4.
Fuck Nick
Yeah, but,
Foles.
but not if
He's-
Eli Manning's at number 9. There's no way Nick Foles is
I
there.
hate Nick Foles.
Yeah.
Fuck him. Worst season I've ever watched of the Bears was when Nick Foles took over from Mitchell
See.
Trubisky.
Oh, yeah. We're
Fuck him. I hate him.
Cowboys, Eagles, Washington,
Jalen Hurts. Who's before Jalen Hurts? Besides,
You got
Nick
2
Foles?
more.
Carson Wentz.
No.
Let me know if you
No,
want
because the year they won the Super Bowl, he didn't play 1. It was Nick Foles.
Let me know if you want.
No, we don't need hints.
All right.
Here, I'll take a hint. Have we said a
Baltimore-
name that's on there?
No.
Okay. well,
Baltimore. You can't say Lamar Jackson. But
Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco.
Is that a guess?
That's going to be a guess.
That was number 6, baby. You need one more.
Or one
need
more,
one more?
number 10. That's
Yeah,
one
number
less than Eli Manning. God.
Ugh. Oh, by the way,
Well, we can tell that by how drunk you are by
Yeah.
the way you're talking.
You going to go get the other one?
No.
Um,
I'm not drinking another one of those. I'll throw up.
who
Those are fucking
before
disgusting.
Tom Brady? Who was its quarterback for Tom Brady at Tampa Bay? They won a bunch of games.
No, they didn't. It was famous Jameis.
uh,
Oh no, I forgot it was Brad. Back in earlier, it was Brad Johnson and those guys.
Oh, God.
Jameis Winston is a fucking animal.
Who would be? Oh, you know what?
Shit, fuck.
I don't know if this is a good guess, Roy. What about Alex Smith right before Mahomes got there?
The guy that can't walk,
He
played
got
with a foot that doesn't move.
What did he get? Two series. I know they never made it to a Super Bowl, but they made it pretty close.
Go ahead. We got 3. We
Is
got
it
3.
Alex Smith?
First X.
NFC or AFC?
No,
So drunk he can't even.
You don't even know if it's an NFC or AFC team.
I can look it up.
How do you not know what team, what quarterback it?
Roy.
Well, we can cross off Bears and
You
Cowboys
Think, you think a fucking Bears player won the most?
and Cowboys
Yeah, we've had
It's
30
not
fucking
Cowboys.
quarterbacks in the last 20
and
years,
Browns. Bengal. Oh, hold on.
Man. All right, this is gonna be one of your.
Joe Burrow made it to a Super Bowl. That's 3 wins.
But you're talking number 9 was
Yeah.
Eli Manning.
I mean,
All
Eli
right, I
Manning
believe
probably has
it's
like.
I
8.
believe it's the NFC. Yeah.
Here, let's go over the NFC teams, Roy, real quick. Cowboys, no.
No.
Eagles, I'd be shocked because Hurts has 1 run basically last year where they
Yeah.
won 3.
Jalen
Um,
Hurts sucks.
Giants.
Commanders, no. Giants, we already said. NFC South, Falcons, I'd be shocked if it's Matt Ryan.
Fuck no.
Cam Newton, I don't think so.
I love him.
Saints, we already said Drew Brees.
And nobody Buccaneers.
Nobody Buccaneers other than Tom Brady.
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
NFC North, Chicago, no.
No.
Vikings,
Kyle
no.
Orton.
Packers, we already said Rodgers.
Rodgers.
And
Detroit.
Lions, no.
Matthew Stafford.
NFC East or
West.
NFC West. 49ers.
Arizona?
It would be Kurt Warner.
Yeah, but I don't. He last played in 2012.
I mean,
Then
if he's going since, is it last 10 years or since 2000?
I'm guessing since 2000.
I mean, shoot, he has a couple Rams in there.
well,
he's
he's
got-
got 9 in 2000, and he was with the Giants.
Okay,
And
we'll
then-
hold it. We'll hold it. We'll hold it.
Okay,
So
and then
that would be the Cardinals,
San Francisco.
Niners.
Would it be his boy Colin Kaepernick?
Fuck him.
No, I don't think so.
Fuck him. I'm so glad he's not in the NBA. I can't stand that fucker.
NBA. I mean,
I beat the fuck out of that Afro ass.
Seahawks. We already
Yeah,
said
I
Russell
don't-
Wilson.
I'll challenge that motherfucker to a bare knuckle box. I know he doesn't know who I am. I'll
the
bare
fuck
knuckle
up,
box
boys.
that motherfucker.
Good Lord.
Who's the
And
last
then
team?
Rams. I don't think it's Sam Bradford. I think Kurt Warner right now is our best guess. We might as well use it. Kurt Warner.
Is that your guess?
Yeah.
Kurt Warner's number 10, baby.
Oh shit!
Woo! Yeah.
You
Nice.
won the game. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Have we lost one yet?
No, I need to start picking harder ones.
Yeah.
I almost picked.
Go,
I
Roy.
almost picked one that had to do with soccer today. You guys would have lost that one.
Oh hell, I don't know anything. I mean, I watched my son in soccer. I don't know anything about
It was teams that have purple in their colors, and soccer was one of them on there. That would have been tough.
Oh yeah, I would never
Let's go, Roy. That was a good one. That was a
All
good
right,
one.
so we got it. So it's my turn, right? Old man wisdom.
Old man wisdom.
All right, so this has to do with us drinking the beer tonight, since Bryce is already drunk. So the
Give me
thing
my
is,
keys.
never look at your beer as half empty. Look at it as you're halfway to your next beer. So enjoy your beer, guys.
I'm covered in Four Loko.
Enjoy your time with Bryce. John.
Thank you. I'm getting ready to go home. I do have some announcements before we go. First of all, next week, Super Bowl recap. That's going to be the first thing we talk about. We're going to cry a little bit because there will be no more NFL football. Then we do have a schedule. We will be ripping our breakdowns. We're going to start next week with the Panthers, Commanders, and New England. Future, salary cap, free agents, all that stuff, what we think they should do, recap of what they've done, and we will rip right into baseball. We will start with the NL West, so the Dodgers, Diamondbacks, good division early. And so the next few episodes are going to be real long. They're going to be real in-depth. They're going to be really good for if you really want to get into the meat of a team. And we're gonna have a lot of fun with it.
Guest stars, won't we? That's some of these.
We will. Not the next 2 weeks.
Most of the weeks we'll have one guest
Yeah,
star.
the next 2 weeks we will not, and then after that we will basically be having one per episode.
I'll see if I can find one, but most likely no.
Yeah, but it's gonna be really fun. Second of all, I want to talk about me and Bryce will be going to XFL games, so we'll be getting content out
Yep.
there. In a sad, unfortunate circumstance, me and Bryce will not be going to the NFL draft. He backed out last minute. So
Yeah, we tried, but
yeah,
it's not
he
gonna work.
just can't make it work with the wife. So what's new?
No.
What's new?
We have a golf trip because Corey won a bunch of money at a casino, so we're going to Virginia Beach for a golf trip.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Sounds
You'd
like
rather go on a golf
You
trip than
sound
watch
like
the
a
Bears
LeBron
pick the next
James.
generational.
I'm
quarterback.
literally covered in Four Loko.
It's your own fault, drunk ass. Maybe you should learn how to pick some NFL games.
Give me my
Because my
keys.
prime energy drink tasted fine. I don't think I have anything else. You guys got anything?
Nope, we're good.
Why do we have a Corona on the wall?
You put it there, drunk ass.
I don't like Corona.
Okay, I'm ending this episode because he's damn near blackout drunk.
I'm fucking sober.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to do it for Triple Alphas. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, comment if you want to talk about anything.
Everybody who watches this, I love you.
Yeah, we appreciate the viewership.
Thank you. Give us some more things to make fun of Bryce about. That's
Yeah,
all.
Follow us on TikTok so we can go live. We want to go live really bad.
Yeah. We've been opening baseball and football cards.
Yeah, if you want us to go live and open sports cards, you got to follow us because we want to open up cards for you guys on live.
Yep.
I really hope you put drunk ass on top of the headings on
That's
Bryce.
so rude. I'm literally not.
I will. It literally, Roy smells like vomit in here. It's so bad.
That's literally what that tastes like. This thing is.
All
Don't drink Four Loko.
Oh my god, I spilt more.
Yeah, you're clean. All right. Hey, we need a picture so everybody's. No, I don't know what I want. Okay. All right, that's gonna do it.
All right. Peace.
See ya.